in its essence, shared services is the concept that there is a place where services are shared. And that can look very different for different types of organizations. For us at Sound Childcare Solutions, what it means is that all of the business functions are unified into one office. So we have a central office. We have 7 different childcare centers throughout the city. The central office handles all of the what would be considered back office business functions. So from the central office, all the bills are paid, all the invoices are generated, all the money comes into one bank account and all the money goes out, all the payroll is handled, licensing, those types of things. We're a 501c3. All of the documentation around that is handled at the central level. In addition to that, because we're sharing resources, all of the professional development for the consortium happens in our central office. And in that way, we have the ability to get more bang for our buck. We definitely benefit from economies of scale on not just the professional development side, but in all sorts of other ways. We were able to get a really good health insurance program for all of our employees. We did paid vacation and paid sick leave way before any of the laws said that we had to. We were also able to raise wages by streamlining and being more efficient on our business side of things and being more efficient on our professional development side of things. We pay better. Now, I'm not going to say we pay a worthy wage because we still have really far to go in that, but we do pay better than anybody else because we're a nonprofit consortium of centers, and in that way we are gaining from the economies of scale, and it makes a lot of sense to business folks. Every business folk we talk to about this are like, yeah, why didn't your industry do that years and years ahead of time, or a long time ago? But it took thinking a little bit out of the box. It took thinking about not just the children in your classroom or the children in your center, but the children in that center 3 miles down the line. It took having a broader sense of what children need rather than what I don't have right now as a center director. It also created a network of people who can make sense with each other, who make meaning with each other, and frequently you get into a place where there's a problem that you've never dealt with before. In a consortium of centers where services are being shared, there is somebody else who has had that problem, or there is somebody else who has a great idea about that issue that you're dealing with. So it's not as lonely. You feel more like you have support. You also have resources that you can gain the support that you need or the expertise that you need. And it's been great for things like development and grant writing and things that as a standalone center you always want to get to, but you never quite have the time to get to that. In a system of shared services, what it looks like for us is those supports are in place. We have a person who does those things and who communicates those things to everyone else. And for us, it's working. Our center directors really feel like we are better together and that we like our jobs. We haven't had any director turnovers. Our directors see themselves in this career for the long term. Some of them have been in their positions for 30 years, and the ones that haven't see themselves staying as a center director because they're doing what they love to do most, which is working with teachers, children, and families, really providing the heart and soul of what folks want when they're seeking quality child care. There's a couple of places, a couple of websites that I refer to on a regular basis. One is the Opportunities Exchange website, and the other is the Alliance for
Early Childhood Finance.
Okay. There's a couple of websites that I really like. One is the Alliance for Early Childhood Finance, and a lot of our beginning documentation is up on that website. We believe in sharing, so all of our initial bylaws and policies and procedures around, and all of our initial budgeting are on that website for folks to look at and to get ideas for, and to just take these ideas and make them your own, because it can be a better world, and it has to be a better world. if we're going to survive, we have to do right by our children, and we can't keep losing good staff to a job that pays pennies more down the street. We want to invest in our teachers and make this a field where they will stay. And they'll stay not just because they love children and they love the nature of the work, but they stay because they're working in quality child care centers. They know they're making a difference in the life of children and families. They're being paid a livable wage, and they have benefits, and they have retirement, and they can go to the doctor, and they can have their own needs met. That's what I think that we need to make this world a better place.